Okay, let's just dive right in. What if I told you that there's one single skill, and I mean a skill, not a talent, something you can actually train, that could completely change the game for your success, your sense of calm, and your control over your own life? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It's such a powerful idea. What it's really saying is that the magic, the power, it all happens in that little bit of space between an impulse and your action. It's not so much about what you do, but about what you decide not to do, at least not right now. All right, so let's get into the why. Why is this one skill so incredibly crucial, especially in the world we live in today? I mean, just think about it for a second. You've got one-click shopping, you can stream anything on demand, there are endless social media feeds. Our entire environment is basically engineered to give us exactly what we want the very second we want it. It's constantly training our brains to expect an immediate reward. And here's the crazy paradox, right? While the whole world is screaming now, what we see over and over is that the most successful, the most calm and collected people, they all share this one common trait. They have absolutely mastered the art of waiting. They just get that real, lasting progress doesn't come from a quick, instant hit. And this is the best part. This isn't some gift you're born with. No way. It is a superpower that you can actually train, day in and day out. It's called delayed gratification, and it's all about making that choice, choosing that long-term progress over the immediate and, let's be honest, often fleeting pleasure. So what does this art of waiting actually look like? Let's kind of redefine what we even mean when we talk about self-control. At its core, this is it. It's the simple practice of choosing long-term progress over that immediate hit of pleasure. It's a simple choice, sure, but it's not always an easy one. It's the decision to skip the dessert because you're really focused on your health goals, or to keep grinding on that important project instead of just mindlessly scrolling through your phone. Now, this is so important because it gets rid of a huge misconception. Delayed gratification isn't about making yourself miserable. It's not about saying, no, you can never have that. It's about a strategic shift to saying, not now, later. See the difference? You're not ignoring the reward, you're just scheduling it. And that completely flips the script from feeling deprived to feeling empowered. It's not restrictive, it actually gives you control. And this is the real payoff. When you can consciously decide when you're going to indulge, you're just not a slave to your impulses anymore. You become the one who's in charge, the one setting the schedule, not just for your work, but for your rewards too. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Let's get into the psychology of it all and look at how you can literally start to rewire your brain. So basically, our brains have two modes. You've got fast thinking, which is all about our instant gut reactions. This is where our impulses live. Responding to every notification, grabbing that cookie without even thinking, that's fast thinking. But when we practice the wait, we engage system two, which is our logical, more deliberate mind. So the key here is that delaying gratification actually moves you from being ruled by all that noise to being guided by logic. So here's the mental workout. It's pretty simple. First, you just have to notice the impulse. That's it, step one. Then you intentionally practice the wait, even if it's just for 60 seconds. In that little pause, you're bypassing that immediate reactive part of your brain and giving your logical mind a chance to step in and say, hang on, I'll take it from here. I want you to think of your emotional regulation like a muscle. Seriously, every single time you successfully practice that wait, you're doing a rep. You are literally strengthening your ability to manage your emotional responses to everything happening around you. And the benefits of building that muscle, they're huge. You become way more resilient to stress. You're far less likely to fall into those dopamine traps like scrolling on social media for hours on end. And ultimately, it gives you the one thing we all want: greater, more authentic control over your own life. So let's bring all this home. What is the single most important thing you should take away from all of this? It really just boils down to this. This isn't about being perfect or being a robot. It's about understanding that true freedom, true self-mastery, it comes from your ability to manage your own internal world, to manage your impulses. Every single day, you're presented with this choice. The short-term applause, that's the like, the notification, the instant treat, but the long-term peace, that's the finished project, the healthy body, the calm mind. Delayed gratification is the tool, the superpower that lets you consciously make that choice for yourself. And that is the question I want to leave you with. And it's not some hypothetical thing for later. I mean, look at your day ahead. Where will you get the opportunity to practice the wait? What long-term peace are you going to choose for yourself over that fleeting, short-term applause? The power to make that choice is entirely yours.